And speaking with song changes and adaptations, especially when it comes to Boubil and Schonberg, I want to talk about the problem with Ellen in Miss Saigon and how she has gone through so many changes over and over again from the beginning. You know, I saw on the Making of Miss Saigon video back in the day that there was even an earlier version of her 11th hour song, her lament. And it started off with like, who says I'm hurt? Then it transitioned into her or me. And then it became now that I've seen her. And yet again, it has changed to maybe. And even though I think my personal favorite of all of them was always her or me, it was the first one I heard and the first one that kind of stuck with me. But now that, but they always kept at least the same melody, the same song, they just changed the lyrics. And now they've added in Maybe, which in and of itself is a very pretty song that absolutely 100% does not belong to Ellen in Miss Saigon. So a little backstory, you know, Ellen, I think it's similar to Eponine in Miss Saigon where they felt that they never quite got it right. And I think it comes down to just them being men versus women, not realizing they did create something right. They did create something perfectly. And they keep fiddling around with it or trying to like make it a little different. But the character of Ellen, she comes into the musical in the second act. I mean, at the beginning of the first, but like she's a second act character. And the entire time they have set up this love story between Kim and Chris. So nobody is going to come in and be rooting for Ellen. So what makes Ellen an interesting character is that I love Ellen because I don't love Ellen. I love Ellen because I haven't been set up, but she has always, until now, acted like a normal human being. You know, she found out she was I don't know if Chris outright lied to her per se, but he definitely omitted details. And she finds this out from the girl that he was once in love with, thinking that she's just some fling. And then this girl is now shouting in her face, "Take my child, I'm bitter," you know, and then Ellen segues into, you know, what I consider to be the normal reaction, which is what just happened? I've just made things worse and I don't know why, but wait a minute, I was lied to. I love this man, but I'm kind of pissed right now. And now I want to, I'm going to be yelling at him when he comes in the room. And it's changed to Maybe, which is, this girl just came in and started screaming at me. I feel bad and maybe they belong together. Maybe I'm wrong to be here right now. Did he love me? Oh, I don't know what to do. And then I noticed it still did have somewhat of the confrontation before, which is the following song with Chris and Ellen, and she's almost getting mad again. And it seems like the original way it was set up, Kim and Ellen have a confrontation. Ellen sings about, whoa, this is messed up, but I'm kind of pissed. And then Chris comes in and, I'm pissed, I'm going to take it out on you right now and yell at you, which I feel is the normal reaction. But now it's Kim comes in and she's pissed, and then Ellen sings her song about like, but maybe they belong together and I should just stand out of the way. And then Chris comes in and she's like, you lied to me and I don't understand. It's just not a natural arc. And Boubil and Schonberg, I feel like they had it right. And it's like, why did you have to change it? Stop. Like they said, they always felt she was too unlikable or too, you know, you didn't have a lot of empathy for her. But personally, I had empathy for her because I didn't. Because she was a normal human being. She had a normal reaction. And in a musical like Miss Saigon, which is very much more about realism, it's about something that really happened, it's about a contemporary spin, that is how a woman, I feel like, would react. So I just kind of played for you Who Says I'm Hurt, Her, Me, Now That I've Seen Her. Of those three, you know, which one did you sort of respond to?
Well, I think you nailed it.
I've been thinking about this for a long time, especially if they're going to do a movie. Go back to at least Now That I've seen Her. I think Her or Me would be the better choice, but go back to Now That I've Seen Her. Not maybe, but yeah, go on.
No, I agree that Her or Me is... I agree. Ellen is not a likable character. She's not written to be a likable character. You're not supposed to like her. I don't think there needs to be any changes made for you to feel empathy for her.
Correct.
Like you said, I love her because I don't love her. Because what she's giving us is real human emotions, like a real reaction to this. This would be your reaction. And obviously, like, probably a lot of emotions are running through her. So it's understandable that they, as men writers, probably wouldn't know like exactly where to land or like which road to take.
Sure.
But I think it's expected that she would be angry.
Yeah.
And
she's in a foreign place. It's already a stressful situation.
right, she's so out of her element.
Yeah.
Her whole entire life has been
misguided.
Yes,
She has this misperception. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Her whole life has been turned around all of a sudden. She's not really sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think there needs to be like a campaign to like push us to like Ellen.
Correct.
And
it's part of the tragedy too of the whole musical, because it is a tragedy.
Right.
That Tam does end up with Ellen in the long run, and it's like, what, if they want to make her more likable, then just add a line. You don't need to change an entire scene or song. Just add in a line, Ellen is a teacher, or something
right.
like that, to like be like,
her.
Correct. But like the song, now that I've seen her, more specifically the song Her or Me, which I understand the title of it could be, you might think misleadingly like it's going to be this fight song, but we said when we watched it that it's more like, oh, wait, this just came down to Her or Me. She's actually, I had no idea Chris felt this way for her. We're set up now. Like, it's not like she's like, it's her or me,
it's
and
more
that's
introspective. Like, she's realizing it for the first time. Like, this is going to be her or me. She's not telling him it's her or me.
Give credit to your audience. Give credit that we're not going to
right.
look at Ellen. I want to know what, like, section or group of people they talked to that they were like, well, you know how they do in like movies or something, they have like test audiences or something. Like, what test audience told you, oh, well, Ellen's a little unrelatable, and you weren't like, well, yeah, she is supposed to be unrelatable. It is a tragedy because of that. It's not her fault, but you're gonna always come away no matter what you do. And in fact, in some ways, I felt more betrayed by the ending when they had their confrontation. You have Ellen a moment ago singing about maybe they belong together, maybe, I don't know what happened, but then by the end of her and Chris's discussion, they end up being like, we have to tell Kim we're not going to take Tam, we're going to support her here. You almost seem like it's kind of more of a jerk because she's being disgenuine, because a moment ago she was kind of fine giving Chris to Kim, and now it's kind of like, whoa, wait a minute, I thought you were fine, now you're not, and that's the kind of parent you're going to be, that's the kind of sort of setup you're going to have. It makes her seem disgenuine. And before I'm like, she might not be likable, but I believed her. I believed she was a real person, a true person. Now I'm thinking she's trying to be this sort of 50s housewife sort of mentality, and it doesn't make sense to me.
I agree. It's disjointed, and that's not like an initial reaction that a woman would have.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand like if she had like days or weeks to think about this, like, oh, maybe they belong together, you would come across every possible solution. But like in the moment, reacting to it immediately, that's not relatable.
It's just not. It's absolutely
disingenuous.
Not.
You're right.
Yeah. And especially because songs like this are supposed to be sort of internal laments that are being sang to the audience. We're supposed to have her real thoughts.
Right.
And I think any real person would have oh my God, what just happened? Wait, now I'm a little upset. I was lied to. I love this man, and that makes me even a little bit more upset. But now maybe it was better when he lied to me. I don't know. She's like conflicted, and she's having all these emotions. I will say that, I get the title change from Her or Me to Now That I've Seen Her. But even still, when they went to Now That I've Seen Her, I feel like they kind of messed up, because in it, they kind of changed a line. In Her or Me, it was, I won't wait, I swear I'll fight, to, and Now That I've Seen Her, it became, I don't care, I swear I'll fight. And I'm like, well, now that sounds a little bit... You were trying to make it seem less confrontational, but that seems a little bit more confrontational. So stop messing with your songs. And you have it right. You did a genius thing. What were you going to say? No.
Please. I just don't like the use of the line, I don't care. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You do care very much.
Yeah. Which is why I think it was good they changed Who Says I'm Hurt, because I feel like that song made her seem very aloof, like, who says I'm hurt?
Right.
Even though you're clearly hurt, like, who says it? It's fine.
Right, and who are you saying that for? Yourself?
Correct.
Like,
you're trying to convince yourself, and it's too muddled. But you got it right with Her or Me. Please, and we will talk up again about their film adaptations and why I love Les Mis, but there were problematic elements with the changes. And if they're going to do a change with Miss Saigon, I hope that they go back to the original songs because, or at least her or me, or now that I've seen her, because maybe just does not belong. It doesn't fit. It's
No, it
unnatural,
doesn't.
and it's jarring to the rest of the story because now you don't trust Ellen. You may not have liked her before, but now you don't trust
You
the
never had
character
a
of Ellen.
reason to not trust her, and she gave you one.
Exactly.
Also, why are we mad at Ellen and not Chris?
Exactly. And with Ellen before, Meg, excellent, because with Ellen before, you could kind of, Chris did get kind of to take some heat from Ellen, and now it's kind of like, he's off the hook, he's innocent. No, Chris is not off the hook. He is not innocent.
Right.
Right. Why would we not like Ellen? It's Chris that you're kind of, and I don't misunderstand. There's a lot of, he went through a horrible situation with the whole Vietnam War in general, but there's still some accountability that needs to be taken, and he is just kind of like, I guess he does kind of come out to be that great of a character. But at least with Ellen before, he was getting yelled at. But yeah, now it is kind of like, oh, he's the hero that's not a hero, you know? And but yes, I just really wanted to take some sort of platform to vent this feeling I've had about this since I've heard the change in media. Because I've heard over the years just Boubil and Schonberg talk about it, and I've always noticed they've like been eyeing that song. And I'm like, you had it right. You had it so right. And comes back, circling back to what we said about Eponine and Les Mis. You have this song. Maybe the problem is it's just a male versus female thing where these men created this song and they didn't realize they had it perfect in its imperfection. And now they're overthinking it. But you did capture a way a woman thinks. So now listen to the women, you know, that are saying this, because I've looked online and there are a lot of women that are like, no, I related to, now that I've seen her, I related to her or me, and maybe is a pretty song, but it does not belong to Ellen, and it does not belong to Miss Saigon. So,
agree.
Thanks for watching, everybody. There's more to come, but I wanted to do a little section just talking about this.